Hello, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandria. I am an American living in France, and it is January, still technically speaking, which means we can do Galette des Rois. So a Galette des Rois is kind of looks like this, except it's like a pie. It's very much like a pie. And so I thought I would do I want to do the cat? No, I don't want the cat. I'm going to do gingerbread man. So these are hard. It's not candy. It's not candy. You don't eat it at all. And here, I have one here. Neighbors. There's one here. I'm a little bit too close. So there's one there. It's just a bird. And it's very hard. You don't eat it. What you do is you take this little thing that definitely could be 100% a choking hazard, and you put it inside of a pie. I know it sounds weird. And the first time I had this cake and somebody told me about it, or it could be like a bready sweet bread type thing, or it could be the galette, like what I'm trying to do. What you do is you send the youngest person at the table and you say, okay, you go under the table, and the kid will go under the table, and then you cut the galette where the kid cannot see it. So you cut it up and you have a slice in your hand and you say, "C'est pour qui?" And it's for who? Who is this for? And the kid will say a name of the person at the table. And then you go along the list of the people at the table. Everybody gets seated back at the table. So you have your slice in front of your hands. You start eating it. And as soon as somebody bites down on this little hard thing, or if you can feel it and you can like squish down on your food and you feel it and you're like, oh, something's hard here, and then you try to pick at it with your hands until you find the fève. And that's what this is. This is called a fève. Basically back in the day, so there's these wise men, the three wise men who show up, and what ended up happening is that they brought presents. And so this cake brings a present. Ta-da, there's a present. But also the person who were rewarded with said present also gets a crown. Here's another crown. This one has the fleur de lis, the French symbol on it, right there. And you get these, and the person who gets the fève is the king. And if it's a lady, if it's a woman or whatever, if it's a kid or whatever, they're the queen. These are made for kids, okay? They're made for kids, but adults can also be the king or the queen, whatever. Ta-da! And so you become the queen or the king or whatever it is, and you can either choose somebody to be like your partner, basically. Like if you're a king, you can choose your queen. If you're a queen, you can choose your king. Let's go. It says 30 to 35 minutes. Have an hour before I have to go get my kids. So we're going to make this very quickly. Normally it's very, very easy. It says, okay, oven at 180. This with 4 centiliters of water and 75 grams of melted butter for 2 minutes. Okay. 75 grams. Okay, I'm going to do half butter and half applesauce, because they do have a recipe that has applesauce. You know what? I'm going to do that. So yeah, there are lots of different types of recipes. There are ones where you can put chocolate, you can put apples, you can put, there's so many ways. But the basic is frangipane. So 6 centiliters of water, of course. It's just a fun tradition that they do to, you know, for the wise men. Good enough. That is exactly how I cook. I'm just kind of a good enough kind of person. Like I said, there's tons of different things you could add. We had a really good chocolate one the other day. It was really good. Like almonds and chocolate. It was really, really good. So this is what it looks like. You have your almond mixture. So mix it for 2 minutes and then put it in a prepared dish and then you're done. Cool. I can do that. Definitely smells like almonds. It smells so much like almonds. It's crazy. I mean, I know it's almonds. You throw this like very hard thing inside of a cake and then just kind of hope the kids don't choke on it. Traditionally speaking, but like way back in the day, it was actually like a bean, like a broad bean kind of thing. It was a thing that was relatively big so the kids won't, you know, miss it. We have our puff pastry. So this is puff pastry and this is not. Traditionally, you're only supposed to use puff pastry. You use 2 puff pastries. But my husband did an experiment and he said, I'm going to try pâte brisée. His family loved it, us, and his coworkers loved it. So in some places you can have a tradition. For example, in my kids' school, my husband's job, if you get the fève, so somebody starts by bringing Galette de Rois to the job or to the school or whatever. If you get the fève, you have to replace the Galette de Rois that everybody has eaten. We add the second one. So when I think about it, it's actually a little bit like a pumpkin pie, where you put pie crust on top, pie crust on the bottom, and then you crimple. Let me say goodbye. It was fine, and it's very, very puffy right now, but it's actually gonna go down. It's gonna flatten out and be less like. But anyways, we'll see that when it cools off. It was delicious.